Hey, what's up? This is Beau from Saosin. I'm talking with Kris from Heavy today about our upcoming tour in Australia.
Beautiful, Beau. Thanks for joining us today, brother.
What's up, man? Yo, so it's like 90 degrees there, right?
It feels like it some days, yeah.
Is it like?
I'm sitting here in my boxer shorts at the moment. You can't really see that far down, and you don't want to, but it's that hot that I've got boxer shorts on.
Well, you're wearing more than I am, so that's.
I'm glad our cameras both finish on about that level, and the desks are right in a good place there.
Yeah. No, man, I'm stoked, man. It's like perfect timing for me because it's been man, in the mornings. So I live in kind of like a desert climate. So in the afternoons, it heats up to about like maybe 70 degrees Fahrenheit. But in the mornings, it's been down to like 30, which is like almost freezing. So I've had like frost on the car windows, and I'm just so ready for some nice Australian weather. And I am ready. I'm so ready.
Well, now hopefully that the heat stays till you get here, mate, because it's been ridiculous. I live at the Gold Coast, so there's plenty of water and stuff around me. So make sure you pack your swimmers at the very least, my friend.
Oh yeah, we are.
Very cool. So Saosin returned to Australia for a run of shows in a couple of weeks, starting in Brisbane on March the 9th before going through Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, and finishing up in Perth on March the 14th. So what sorts of delightful surprises have you got in store for us, mate?
You know, I think I will be just as surprised as you are. That's kind of how our shows go. You know, we just kind of we rehearse and we learn the song to the best of our ability, and then we play. And you know, if Anthony says we're playing this one next, you know, we just got to stay on our toes. And I think that the only thing I could probably guarantee is that you will see me cheesing real hard on stage, probably shedding a few tears of joy. But like, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like, you know, we don't really get to do this super often. You know, I wouldn't say that we're a full-time band, you know, so both Kris and I both have our own careers outside of the band. Anthony obviously has a very successful career on his own. Phil has his career with As I Lay Dying. So when we get together, it's something pretty special and unique for us, and rare when it happens. So when we do get together, it's just this explosion of emotion and excitement that happens. So I mean, I think the only thing I can really guarantee is that if you're in the front row, or like, you know, at least in the first 10 rows, maybe, like, you'll see me just cheesing real hard. Maybe I might fall over out of happiness. I don't know. But I'm just so excited for this.
That sounds awesome, mate. It's going to be the band's first visit to this country for 13 years. So I know there's been a hell of a lot happen in that time, but I'll let you tell the story.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy, you know, like I was just talking about how our last album came out in 2016. You know, which 7 years ago for us, which is always kind of funny whenever we use the word 7 years together. But, you know, it's insane to me that it's taken us this long to get back over. You know, I mean, obviously everybody, I feel like, has kind of lost 2 years due to COVID. It's almost like we were Rumpelstiltskin for 2 years. Like now we're all waking up and it's like, oh yeah, okay, we can kind of get back to life. But like, yeah, it's crazy that it's taken us this long, you know, but I think going back to the thing, as far as, you know, we're in a very unique spot when it comes to bands, because we're just kind of at a point where if something doesn't feel right, we don't do it, and we only really do it if the stars seem to align and it feels like it's going to be very fun for us, you know. So if it doesn't, it's almost like the band is a vacation for us, you know. Like we have our careers, and when we want to go kind of like do the band stuff, then we can. And, you know, it just feels like kind of a vacation for us. You know, it doesn't feel like work. The whole time is just excitement. You know, like Kris and I plan on renting like mountain bikes as much as we can, and like doing a bunch of riding while we're out there. We do a lot of mountain biking at home, so that'll be exciting for us. There's a lot of cool parks. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be exciting for us. I mean, it's just like literally everything about coming to Australia is going to be exciting for us. I'm definitely going to make time to do all like the cheesy tourist stuff and like go to the kangaroo park. You know what I mean? Like, even though I've already done it a couple times, like, it's just something I got to do, you know?
Yeah, of course. And I suppose the biggest difference between this tour and the last time you were out here was Anthony's rejoined the band since then. So obviously it is going to be different, but how much of a difference is it going to be, do you think, the live show?
You know, it's hard to say. This is going to sound strange, but like when I get up there, I'm not really, I'm a strange dude. I don't really get any sort of like nervousness or anxiousness until I'm right on the stairs and like the intro music is playing, you know, and like I'm like walking on the stage, then my heart starts pounding and we give each other our little hugs and it's like we wish each other the best show, you know, we do that kind of band chat thing. And then we go on and then all of a sudden it's just like full on energy. I'm cheesing and then it's just blackout for 30 minutes. And then like I wake up and I'm just like, that was amazing, you know, but like, yeah, as far as the show, it's just like, I don't know what to expect other than that it's just going to be a bunch of raw energy and excitement. And I don't know, I'll probably end up losing my voice at some point from just so much like excitement screams, you know, just like I find myself so much of the time like, oh man, like I think recently I actually like forgot to play a guitar part. Don't worry, I'm practicing a lot, so I won't forget this time. But like I forgot to play a part because I was just so excited about like how fun the concert was. And I was like, dude, this is so rad. And I like went down, I was like high-fiving someone in the barricade. And then I was like, oh shit, I gotta play this part. Hold on. You know, like, so, but I mean, yeah, that's really all I can say is just that like, I think I speak for all of us that we're just so excited to come back. You know, and I think the shows are just going to be sick. So, like we're really excited.
Yeah, cool. And you're going to be bringing Alt over with you for the shows, mate. So why choose them as touring partners?
Oh, you know, I believe it was so. Like I said, of course, like I've just been so nose to the ground in like mixing different albums, and I believe it was Kris and Anthony that came to us with them. And so I guess this is a terrible answer, but I personally did not have a say in the matter, and I have not even had a chance to listen to anything, nor have I even had a chance to practice my own guitar for these shows yet. So as soon as I wrap up this record I'm working on right now, then I have to actually like start rehearsing and really haul ass at it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back and get a bit of history on the band, bro. Like you formed Saosin along with Anthony, Justin, and Zach back in 2003. So what was the musical climate like back then that gave birth to the band, and where did you fit in initially?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I started the band with Zach in 2002, I believe. So Zach and I played in a band called Open Hand, and Alex, our drummer, was actually in that band. And I wrote a couple of the songs. I actually wrote 7 Years and Translating the Name while I was still in Open Hand. And then I realized that the singer of that band didn't really want anyone else to be writing songs for that band. So then Zach and I left the band and we started Saosin, and then we recorded. It was actually impossible for us to find band members. So Zach and I basically recorded Translating the Name ourselves, and then we had to like find people to like play in the band. So we had to trick people into thinking that we actually had a band. And then yeah. And then, you know, Zach ended up leaving the band shortly before we ever even got to play a concert. And then I found Kris shortly after that, and it just kind of took off in this whirlwind of luck, I guess, you know, and like the internet at that time was just very wild, wild west with message boards and forums, you know, and we just got extremely lucky at, you know, I don't, if you asked me how to start a band now, I would have no idea how to do it.
Very good answer. And you mentioned that first EP, Contemplating the Name, like that came out and that really put the band on the map. Like it was a great EP. It was really well received. And then of course, Anthony left. Like I'm not going to go into that side of things because no one else's business really. But when he did leave and the band was just sort of just starting to get a bit of traction, like how difficult was that for you to make the decision, just continue and go searching for another singer?
I think at that point in the career, you know, we were all very young. So I think that, you know, when you're young, I think that little things feel like big things. You know what I mean? Like even with my kids, I have a 6-year-old, and like if I don't let him have dessert, you know, it's like, this is the worst day of my life, you know? And it's like, I think that's kind of how it felt to us a little bit, you know, like at that time, it felt like we were going to be, you know, maybe in our minds, we thought we were going to be the next Metallica or something, you know, and then to have, you know, a band member quit would feel like, you know, having the rug pulled out from under you. So it was almost like there was no other option than to continue, you know, because I don't think we were willing to stop at that point. So, yeah, so I think that there was no other option for us, at least in our minds at the time.
Cool. And then Anthony came back, of course, in 2014, mate. So you both had like 10 years of musical experience separated from each other in that period. So when he came back, like was it hard to sort of reignite that passion on the same lines, I guess?
Not really. It's a strange thing, you know, like he's a very, very like passionate, fiery guy, you know, it's almost like the I don't know, like a real spicy relationship, you know, where it's like you can kind of go a long time without seeing each other. And then once you see each other, you just get right back on the wavelength and then you're there again. And, you know, I think, yeah, I mean, it was, to be honest, I don't know if I could describe it, you know, without maybe having to spend some time and really thinking about it and reflecting on it, you know. But I will say that, you know, it was, we're very thankful that that we were able to continue doing music again.
We spoke about your last album before, which came out in 2016, called Along the Shadow. Like, 7 years is a long time, bro. So how far advanced is the next one? Have you started work on it yet, or are you too busy on other projects?
No, I have. Yeah, I mean, like I have something like 30 some odd songs ready to go. But you know, with where we're at, like I touched on a little bit before, but with where we're at right now, if it just doesn't feel like all the stars have aligned and everything is just totally perfect as far as like everyone is on the same, yes, this feels amazing, then we just don't do it. So, I mean, if it was up to me, I would probably do an album like tomorrow. I think that everything that we have is awesome, but you know, everyone has to be on the same page, and we all need to like really feel like now is the time, you know. And obviously, Anthony is involved with a ton of other projects, and you know, when it's the right time, we'll do it. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, cool. And like we say, like 7 years is a hell of a long time in music, especially between albums. So the new music that you've got, like, has it changed accordingly to sort of, I suppose, not replicate that 7-year gap, or is it what people would just expect from Saosin?
You know, I think it's so I've played a couple new songs on my Twitch stream, and the feedback that I've gotten is like, and I don't know how to take it, but like, I'm definitely grateful for all the feedback. But like a lot of the feedback has been like, holy shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but like, holy SH, like, this is amazing. And then, when I've asked for a little more feedback, than like, okay, well, is it actually sick, or what did you guys like about it? Whatever. Cause a lot of the like some of the songs I'm even written on Twitch live. So I'm like writing a song complete from scratch and showing the process. So, but then I have some songs that go all the way back to, I'm looking at them now, like maybe 2018, 2019. So, and I also don't write unless it feels necessary. You know what I mean? Like if there's nothing going on in my life that is inspiring me to write, I can't just kind of like sit down and say, like, I'm going to write a song today because it's my job or whatever, because I do that for my job. So, and there are definitely times where I'm writing songs for other artists and I'm like, crap, that riff is so good. Can we not use that? Cause I want to use that for Saosin, but for the most part, I really try to only sit down and write Saosin stuff when it's truly authentic and it feels like it's right and it's like mandatory for me to do that. So, unfortunately that takes a lot longer, but I think that from the feedback people have given me so far is that here's like the exact feedback pretty much from everyone. Bro, it's super sick. And then when I like ask for more, it's like I couldn't ask for more. Like it checks every Saosin box, like if it's like a riff, it's like, dude, it's got harmonics, it's got harmonies, it's got like chugs, it's got this, like it's really melodic, it's anthemic, and it's like all the things that like people would associate us to be. So it's like, it feels like it's on the right track, but to me, there's songs that like feel super experimental and like outside of the box for me. But like when I've showed them to people, they're like, oh yeah, this is like, so you guys. And I'm like, really? I don't know. It feels pretty experimental, but I guess it's right on the money. So, but I think that any kind of artist might feel that way, like when you kind of like give birth to a song, you might think that you perceive it one way, but like on the receiving end of that song, someone can perceive it totally different,
All right, man. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Beau. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. The tour kicks off in Melbourne on March the 9th, and I'm going to be at the Brisbane show. I don't know if I'll make it to the front 10 rows so you can cheese all over me, but I'll be there giving you a big cheesy wave from the crowd anyway, brother.
Awesome. Cool. Dude, thanks so much for having me, man. It's like I said, I'm super excited, man. It's just going to be, I'm pumped.
Beautiful, mate. Well, I shall try and match your pumpinism from the crowd when I see you. If that's a word.
Awesome.
All right, mate. Enjoy the
Cool. Thanks so much for having me, Kris.
All right. Enjoy practice.